Hello and welcome to the official Non-eSports YouTube channel. I am Kadoink, and today in the bottom left of Whirlwind we have our blue Terran player representing Team Non-eSports. He is Forsaken, and his opponent up in the top right, the red Zerg, he is PanKake, AoS, which I can only imagine stands for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is a new Joss Whedon show you should all be watching. But this is a TvZ, and I'm getting this cast done on Friday, like I said I would a few weeks ago. Gonna try to start doing things on Friday, but we'll see. My schedule is all sorts of crazy, so whenever they come out is whenever they come out, but I would like to get a consistent schedule for you guys. In other news, I streamed yesterday for the first time. Well, not technically the first time, and if you're wondering, they're just talking about Forsaken's stream. Speaking of streams. So I did my first StarCraft stream, and it went pretty well. I didn't have any viewers, but it was fun. Well, I had like 2 viewers, a couple friends of mine. But I'll probably start streaming more in the future, and if you guys are interested in that, I can definitely post the link for you guys and let you all know when I'm going to be streaming. And that's really all that I have as far as my news. Another week's gone by. Last week was wild. Luckily, I got a cast out, and it was a good game. If you guys haven't seen that, you should check it out. Also going to be trying to post our videos around Reddit a little bit more, try to get more eyes on everything. You know, just rather than just casting these games, start branding it and sending it out and getting people to watch Non-eSports, because Non is such a great team and they're doing some really good things and they have some really great players, and people should see that, you know. People like to watch the big time Tajas and Hucks and you know, players in Korea, but I really enjoy these kind of smaller teams and smaller clans that are playing in clan wars and doing things like that. I think it's very exciting and a lot of fun. So I'm going to hopefully start trying to market Non a little more from my caster point of view and try to put videos on Reddit, post links around, and get people to start watching it. So Zerg player going for the 15 expand, getting his pool, and then getting his hatchery. Normal build on Whirlwind. Terran player, on the other hand, did opt to go for a command center first. It's getting that gas up. It's getting up his barracks. No doubt we'll see a factory. The normal kind of TvZ play that we've been seeing over and over again. And for those of you who might be bored of it, I don't think it's boring. I think Widow Mines are super exciting. But for those of you who want to see more tanks, you should go check out the patch notes, because at the time of this video, it hasn't been applied yet, but it's a balanced test. They're going to buff siege tanks, and they're going to nerf Widow Mines a little bit, so try to not kill Widow Mines, take them out of the metagame, but rather add tanks to the metagame of TvZ, which could make some very exciting, very high-level play if you have to worry about where do I burrow my Widow Mines, where do I siege my tanks, and where do I split my Marines up and put my medevacs. And this is going to cause some really interesting battles, I think. Having those siege tanks to pick off the Baneling fire and having your Widow Mines to continue to do damage to the Mutalisks that the Zerg player will have. So very excited to see what's going to be happening in the future of StarCraft. End of the year's coming up. We're working towards our World Finals in BlizzCon in November. Season 3 finals are coming up pretty soon. I think this weekend is the Europe Finals. So another reason for me to get this game up a little bit earlier so you can check it out and then have all your Europe Finals to dig into and enjoy, which I think you should all watch. Definitely, I will be checking that out. Zerg player is doing the usual thing. I won't be surprised to see a very fast third base coming up here. Not as fast as he could get it. You can get it around the 430 mark if you start to skip out on your extractor and, you know, delay on your pool, which you can do. But no, it looks like he's actually pumping out a ton of lings, and he's just going to move across the map. And he has his Baneling nest just now started, so he can make Banelings once his Zerglings get to the other side of the map. I don't know if it's timed exactly perfectly, because the lings are coming out now, and the Baneling nest won't finish for another 40 seconds or so. Forsaken is getting up his third command center, so this could be a bit risky. His wall is not yet complete, and the Zerglings are streaming across the map. I think they'll stop at this watchtower, so it might buy Forsaken a little bit of time to get his wall finished. He's really going to want to put some SCVs to repair, and if Banelings come in, then there's not going to be much else he can do other than split well, put a few more bunkers, and spot it with these 2 Hellions that are going across the map. So He's going to see it just about now. He sees the Banelings. He knows exactly what's going on. I won't be surprised to see him throw down some more bunkers. Ooh, but with that supply depot being down, the Lings are going to be able to get up into the natural and surround that bunker. The bunker will certainly be going down very quickly. He's only got 2 Marines in there, and this is looking very bad for Forsaken. He only has 4 Hellions. Hellions going to be quite good against these Lings, but terrible against these Banelings. So he really wants the Banelings to waste themselves on maybe 1 or 2 SCVs that he can pull out, or maybe a depot, which a lot of them will go onto this depot and destroy those Tech Lab and reactors. So a lot of damage being dealt to Forsaken. But he's actually survived the Banelings pretty good, and now he's just got Hellions against Zerglings, which is going to be nice unless he gets surrounded. Using the SCVs to kind of block the Hellions and to help repair them. That's so smart. The SCVs, losing a lot of them, but it doesn't really matter because he's up a command center. So rebuilding this reactor, cleaning up the Lings, repairing his command center and bunker. Ooh, almost getting that. Excuse me, supply depot. Would have been nice if he was able to repair that. But more Lings streaming across the map for the Zerg player, morphing in more Banelings. He's going to try to do the bust again. But this time there's going to be even more out for Forsaken. Well, I might have misspoken. He's not building any Hellions right now. I think that's a bit of the fact that he doesn't have that much money. So here comes wave 2 of the Zerg attack. The Banelings going up before the bunker even finishes. Not anything to put in the bunker, but he just needs that wall to complete. Only 1 Baneling remained, and it does get sniped by Forsaken's incredible micro. Lings are trying to get a good surround on the Hellions. He's going to use the SCVs once again to block off the Hellions and keep them alive. He can afford to lose SCVs here. As long as he survives, he'll be up a base. So a lot of SCVs going down. The Hellions trying to kite as best they can, and I think he'll be able to clean this up. Wave number 3 starting to trickle in, and he's actually just kind of abandoning his natural. I'm just saying, you know what, I'll take the high ground, I'll put up another wall, make him build some Banelings again, and I'll just lift. Zerg player's going to be going back and doing just that, making those Banelings, continuing to pump out Lings. We can see he's not droning again, and getting another extractor. So he's kind of all in at this point, trying to do as much damage as he can. If he ends up not killing him, he's only going to be on 2 base against the 3 base Terran where he has mules. It's going to look very good. Lifting up his factory for a starport. I don't know if I agree with this situation. A lot of Zerglings and Banelings coming in. They're going to bust down this wall, no problem. Ooh. Even killing up that starport and the building reactor, so all of the tech kind of just getting destroyed. But a lot of Hellions here, and once again he can use these SCVs to block and repair, and it's going to be really nice against these Lings. And I think they don't have any attack, they just have speed. Going to continue to build bunkers. He knows that the Zerg player is just going to continue barreling down on him over and over again, so I like this play. The command center, excuse me, the barracks and factory is a little bit of a better wall than these, but he can keep his tech labs and reactors alive and continue to pump out Hellions 2 at a time. So I'm surprised he's able to survive this long by continuing to rebuild his reactor over and over and not pump out Hellions, but these 6 Hellions have been heroes. 15 kills, 6 kills, 2 kills, 13 kills, 15 kills, another 13. Just really making use of his Hellions, being really cost effective. I mean, look at the units lost tab. Only behind by 800 minerals, which isn't great, but it's pretty good considering you've been barreled down over and over. If we look at the units, he's actually ahead in workers. The Zerg is very heavily invested in this. And he thinks it's safe, but oh, it is not safe. The Banelings coming in once again, detonating on the bunker and the supply depots. This time there are more Banelings not getting detonated at the very beginning, but the Hellions are going to snipe them off, no problem. The SCV is getting surrounded once again, but protecting these Hellions. And so while he's losing a lot of SCVs, he's still going to be ahead. And once again, this attack doesn't do as much damage as it needs to do. Those Banelings look really good. Most of the time they're detonating on the supply depot, on the bunker, and then having nothing left to hit the Hellions. But this time, he did more incredible kiting, killed off the Banelings, and now he's just going to kill these Lings that are trickling in. More and more Lings. The 3rd base going up for the Zerg player. But overall, Forsaken's in a really good spot. He's going to repair this before it gets destroyed. He's going to try to wall this off, I hope. And the Zerg player's getting a Roach Warren. So I actually think that this is kind of a desperation move. It's kind of saying, well shoot, my attacks keep failing over and over. I need to just bust, do as much damage as I can. And he's even getting up his 3rd queen at his 3rd hatch. So I don't know what the Zerg player's doing. He's getting his drones up. I take back what I said. The Roach Warren play, it looks more like, oh, well, shoot, now I need to make sure I'm defended, right? I need to make sure the Terran player doesn't swing back with a strong attack, and so I'm going to make sure I have a Roach Warren up, and I have something to deal with Hellions and Marines. Roaches are exactly that. So, Natural, finally being taken once again for Forsaken. The wall is going to start to build back up at the Natural. And if we look at the Units tab, he's behind now, but he's got Mules, so everything's okay. Just a little bit behind the Zerg player. If we look at the Income tab, we can see that they are actually pretty even thanks to those Mules, and gas-wise they're dead even. So, the Terran player's not looking too bad. He's down 7 in supply. Forsaken is not worried at all. Just needs to be continuing to play safe, continuing to build up this wall, and start pumping out his tech once again. His upgrades are at 1-1. He's working on 2-2 as we speak, and he's finally got his starport up, so we can finally getting some medevacs up at the 15-minute mark. Bit of a long time to get medevacs out, but that's the price you pay for surviving a big attack like that, and doing it very successfully. And now, for the first time, he can move across the map with these Hellions, see what his situation really is, and he's going to be quite pleased with what he sees. A couple Zerglings and Banelings he can pick off for free. Those Banelings do not have speed, so they will die to these Hellions. And that actually is pretty big. Swinging way in the Terran's favor. He's about 2,200 minerals ahead in the Units Lost tab. So he's going to go up, he's going to see this third, he's going to see how that it's actually pretty well saturated. And he might be surprised, but this is exactly what these Roaches are for. And that was such a smart play from PanKake, getting up that Roach Warren saying, okay, I need to defend. I need to actually defend right now. And so he's pumping out a ton of Roaches. He can swing back, try to do a bit of a counterattack, but there just might be too much here for Forsaken. Zerg player getting a little bit supply blocked. And no, looks like he's just going to pull back, say, hey, make sure I defend my third. Let's get ahead economically. I already am a little bit ahead. Actually, pretty decently ahead. But let's keep it that way. Supply swinging back into the Terran's favor, which is quite interesting. A little Marine force moving across the map. I don't think they'll be able to get that much done unless he gets a successful drop in the main. But there's not too much to snipe. The main's kind of mined out. It's kind of what happens when you're stuck on two bases for a long time, is you mine out one of your bases pretty quickly. So now it looks like he is going to be going towards the third to see what damage he can do. There's a couple Banelings here and some Roaches that I think will fin this off very nicely. Unless he kind of just sends in the Roaches one at a time, which no, he's going to pull back, send them all in. And a nice little medevac lift will keep Forsaken's army alive. No worry there, just putting on pressure, just seeing if he can keep the Zerg player behind, keep the Zerg player back in his base instead of out across the map, just threatening with drops. And now we can see the full Terran macro start to swing into play. He's getting his drilling claws. He's working on 3-3 for his Marines. He's continuing to build Marines, getting up his combat shield, and now he's switched from the Hellions into Widow Mines. So getting that very usual Terran play. But this is a bit of a scary army from PanKake. There isn't too much here to deal with it from Forsaken. Roaches actually tend to be very good against Lings, but with this stream of Marines coming in, I think he's actually just going to outnumber him. If we look at the army supply, we can see that the army supplies are actually dead even, which is rather interesting. And I would think that Banelings and Roaches, if they get good, surrounds and the Banelings get good hits, will definitely crush the Marine army. But with good splitting and constant reinforcement, Forsaken should be fine here. He can even lift up if he wants. So, catching a couple of units off guard. This is exactly the kind of wins that PanKake wants to take. Chasing down these Widow Mines. Looks like he's going to get one of them. Will he get the second? Yes, he does. He has that Overseer flying around helping him out. And the Terran player is now going to be going for a huge drop as the Zerg player moves across the map. This base is not very well defended at all, just one bunker. And his units are way out of position. So here goes the drop into the main. What will they snipe? There aren't that many drones. I wouldn't be surprised to see him even target the hatchery. He might even be able to get it. If only he knew how far away the Zerg army was. So a couple Roaches popping out. They will go down very quickly. Looks like some Lings and some, Overlords are being picked off. He's not quite targeting the hatch. He's got some units not really doing anything. There goes the target. The Lings coming in. And the lair will go down. So that's actually a really nice win for the Terran player. He can just kind of lift up and run away if he wants to. But he's... this is losing a little more than he should have. But a win is a win. He got that lair. And now the Zerg player will not be able to tech up to Hive as quickly, and that 3-3 when it pops is going to put the Terran player in a huge advantage. You can see 2-0 for the Roaches, not the best upgrades. Bailing 0-0. I don't think there are any Ling upgrades. Nope. Bailing upgrades. Ling upgrades are the same, I believe. But the Zerg player is going to be moving across the map with a very scary force. We're going to need some good Widowmine hits on Forsaken's side. Nice Zergling coming in and detonating that Widowmine for him. And this is actually really scary. This is a pretty big army. A lot of Banelings coming in to do as much damage as they can. Some good splitting and a good Widowmine hit on all those Banelings. Will it be enough? However, there are Roaches going up into the natural as well as some Roaches going up into the third. A nice bunker here is helping out quite a bit. A Baneling hitting, excuse me, a Medevac Widowmine hitting. And the Roaches are all going to go down. And there's the well played. At the same time, a little bit of a drop or attack in the natural. So crazy, all sorts of things happening. PanKake attacking in the third, attacking in the natural. I really like that. But at the same time, Forsaken was just in his net, taking out his second base. So great play from both players. Nice early aggressive try from PanKake. Didn't quite pan out thanks to Forsaken's incredible defense. And just an overall cool game. A little quick one for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed casting it. Please send me more replays. I'm burning through these and I want to get some more, so send those to gadoinkreplays@gmail.com. Enjoy WCS EU this weekend, or whatever esports you'll be watching. Enjoy all of it. Post comments. Post comments in the videos. Tell me what you thought. Give me some advice. And generate discussion about the game. Share this video with your friends, and I'll see you guys next week.